continue the conversation, I'll make this short and sweet. And we're going to put all of them together. We got debt collectors, we got banks, we got financial institutions, we got colleges, we got the government, we got certain judges. Well, yeah, won't be certain judges, it'll be all judges. Juries, up to the side, I'll say this lightly, even the criminal. If the criminal tells a judge that he cannot lawfully sign that, or she cannot lawfully sign that, and whatnot, because of the swearing on a book, a BBL book or a Bible, that's unlawful. That's that you're trying to prosecute someone by religion. Therefore, even by their own laws, they state, which isn't their own laws, by the law that they say, they cannot legally swear upon any book or paper to try to get an effect of such against another person. A judge is not a legal form of word. A jury is not a legal form of word. People cannot just preside over another person to say, you did this, this is what your punishment is. Or to put a set of laws in front of a person, and the same thing like I told you before. If the Bible cannot be used in the sense of putting your hand on it or over it or above it, and you cannot sit there and use that book because that's not what the book's intended for, to try to say everything's truthful and honest with a dead person. That's all you're saying. A dead person cannot preside over a person whom they cannot see because they are dead. That's why that case of mine should have got thrown out. That's his first mistake. Telling me I had to put my left hand up and put my other hand on a book that I legally had to swear on that book, which is illegal to do, or to sit there and legally swear in a sense of the dead. Illegal. Dismissed by law. Now, as far as what I did may not ever go away, but as far as that case right there, he lost. And his name was Judge Smith, who also was told that he had another person to his face. Both of them. That once the law in a building, such as a courthouse, that is called legal, legal building, the race is called legal, and they establish the fact of by the population and everything, that's legal right there to leave a country. To leave the country and not go back to it. It's a legal right for war against the country. But at the same time, the legality of war and such, it would be better to educate such in the person of themselves who do not know, and take them and travel to another country with them, and pretty much place them in a position to where if all things are truthful and honest, then all things that are truthful and honest will work out for them. And to take that of their children away from them, because that's what the law states. That their children, if they have any children, they must be removed. So if you have a boy, and all of a sudden the nurse takes your kid, and all of a sudden walks out of the building, and puts it in a foreign government's orphanage or foster program, mainly it's called a foster program, or a foreign child aid program, that when she walks back in and they close the door and the cops show up and arrest you for having a child because you murdered or killed someone, or you're in for serving time against, in the sense of committing a crime, that it's illegal to have children, let alone have sex, then you deserve it. A lot of people don't disagree against this. A lot of people have questions about it, and very few ever question the fact who know that they're in for problems if they contest. So going back to ACI and self-established government by the criminal establishments, upon that of where they think in death they're going to win, you're dead wrong. In such that if they become a nuisance or a problem, that their life can be stifled. They can be legally put in a prison. They can be legally held inside anything that is established to torture or to punish a person. That does not give the USA the right to do that. There's other places for that. I know a lot of people who think that, living in a house and everything is like the best thing that ever happened instead of being behind prison. But at the same time, we had another problem which developed beyond ACI. That ACI leaked the information from another country as well as software. This isn't the first time around with ACI. Back in 1990, they tried to reestablish that a person owed money, causing a person to, or actually 1970, not 1990, caused a person to pass away by that of not having enough money for housing, food, or anything of the such. There's a law inside the United States that states that no one person can cause another person's life to be crippled, in the sense of them blocking that of currency from another country. Whether a person was outside the prison, he couldn't get back to Europe and such, so a small amount of money was sent over for him to try to reestablish his life here. And such, it worked for a little while until certain people found out and they took that currency away from him through the mail, which now is the United States Post Office hasn't figured out, let alone UPS or FedEx, or even trucking companies at this point in time, that you're all responsible regardless of the name change. Someone needs to step forward and start talking, because I'm not going to start running around looking for people just come out and say it's not. You need to start stepping up, writing letters, because if you don't, you're going to be in trouble. The law states I have the right to establish that all things be destroyed here. And as you notice, a lot of trees that normally grew up to 5 foot are growing beyond pretty much certain things. And this trade ain't doing good. Thus, this country has been notified of one thing, legally: desecration of land. By that are the things on the land. By that of a foreign country. So when you start talking about Greenpeace and all that, it'd be best you didn't, because a lot of you and the charges have never actually gone away. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say.